right from the next session onwards. And end of the session, when the session gets over, maybe a couple of hours down the line, I shall share the link for record where this recorded session is hosted. I shall give you 3 to 4 hours of time for you to download that and upload it on your Canvas. Or I'll just give that link on the Canvas from where you can download the session. But definitely at least 4-5 hours time I'll give you. If you download it, it's good. If you don't download it, it's still good because you will never be able to access it. So please be little prompt and be cautious and be aware of what is being uploaded on the Canvas. It is for in your very own interest, because on your Canvas, your test, definitely I shall upload some material, some text of yours, your test, your mini project, and you will have to do a mini project before the end of this course, for which you will be graded. Once again, only for today's session, I will not be taking your attendance. But commencing from next session, I shall take your attendance, and your attendance, you will be able to view it on your Canvas. But all those of you who don't share with me, since the next session is on next Friday, for all those of you who don't share with me your mail ID, it's still wonderful. You will be marked absent. After that, you come crying, screaming, it makes no difference, because there is no way I can mark you. You still you continue to remain being absent. And once again, for the last time, for all those of you who are not interested in the in this course, please detach and you can go and continue sleeping. You need not trouble yourself. Why do you want to wake up from your deep sleep? Don't worry, you continue sleeping. This course is not for you. It's only for those of you who are interested, who really want to come up in life, who want to do something good, who wants to learn about new technology. It's only for those people. And once again, the very, very last time I'm telling you, my request, since it is already about 2:10 now, for all those of you who join, since there are many of you joining, not an issue. The next session onwards, whatever can be the reason, it can be tsunami, it can be earthquake, anything, whatever the reason, the session gets logged at 2 o'clock. You will continue waiting outside and nobody will be able to admit you. Don't worry, you will continue remaining. I'll not even give you 1 minute extra. Why 1 minute? Not even 1 second extra. If you're that cautious and you're that interested, join 2 minutes before time. I don't want you to join 1 minute after. I join about 10 to 15 minutes before every session. And I've got an extremely packed session. I conduct sessions all over the world. So please, in your very own interest, you join 2-3 minutes at least before the session. I don't want you to join 10-15 minutes before. At least 2-3 minutes before time, you please join. And all assignments, you will have, even if you mail it to me, I'll put it in trash. You have to upload it on the Canvas. There is no question of you not uploading it on Canvas. And the surprise MCQ test, I shall put it on the announcement section in the Canvas. When the surprise MCQ will be conducted, you will be then and there graded, and your marks gets uploaded on in your total marks. There will be many MCQ of this kind, this multiple choice question. You join on time, you get marks, because if it is for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, exactly after 10-11 minutes, it gets logged. No question of you are giving. And even those of you, say, like, let's presume today being 24th of April, I say that some assignment needs to be given by today, 24th, by 6 o'clock in the evening. Definitely by 6 o'clock, you have to give. But I'll give, even you'll be given a privilege, you can submit it even late. But the minute you submit it late, on its own, automatically in front of your name, it comes that you're submitted late by so many minutes. There is no question of you arguing. I won't evaluate. I won't waste my time evaluating it. You get a 0 for that. There is no reason why you should submit it late. So choice is yours. Please submit it on time. And top 2 of you who fare in this course at the end, in the overall marks, I won't say whatever marks, but top 2 of you, whoever it is, I shall take top 2 of you for a project which I am doing in blockchain with the government of Canada. I shall involve you hands-on, end-to-end of project. So definitely you will have a wonderful future. Anywhere where you go in the industry, it will definitely benefit you. So this is my take, what I can offer to you guys. Nothing more than this I will be able to offer you. The prerequisites for this course is although we will be doing quite a lot of this course in Solidity. You must have heard of the language of Solidity. We will be doing lots of things in Solidity. But apart from that although I presume that Solidity must be new for you guys, we will do quite a lot on Python programming, and you need to have good knowledge of Python as well as good knowledge of Java programming. So these are the two prerequisites, and you have got a window of next 1 week till this next Friday. So please, you can pull out books from your college library or wherever and learn more on Python programming and Java programming. And our sessions will be only on Friday and Saturday between 2 to 4. And I shall request all you guys who are present here, please put it in the ears of your other friends who are not joined for whatever reason. For whatever reason you are not joined. For me, all the things are reasons, stories. It's not reason, it is stories. And it makes no difference to me. So please put it in the ears that there is no question of joining beyond 2 o'clock. Because the minute you join after 2, you will not be able to join. That you will realize that I locked the meeting so that you continue remaining outside. So it is better you join it before, and please put it in the ears of all your other friends. Because I don't want numbers. I don't want 300, 400, 600, 700 people. No. Trust me, as on today, I conduct classes for the working professionals, IT working professionals of the United States of America. People are there 10 to 15 minutes before time. Much before I join, they join the session. And they say, because they are coming here to learn, they, you know what they say? They say, why should we make you wait? We are interested. We should be before. Wonderful way of thinking, a wonderful concept in their mind. Whereas in the mind of an Indian, it is join half an hour late, because we are still people joining now. No problem. Today is the first day. I keep the window open. Choice is yours. But from the next day, it can be Andhra Pradesh electricity board has shut down, earthquake has come, terrorist attack, whatever. No reason joining beyond 2 o'clock. Okay, so we will have a session on these 2 days, and in between there are quite a lot of these practical also to be done, lab work. We will be doing it during this time. We will mix it up with the theory so that there is theory as well as lab work. But for those sessions which I mentioned that it is a practical, I will want you to create a lab record. And lab record, not a physical record, an e-record, wherein you write the experiment. That is, you write the title of the experiment, you say what is the procedure you're going to follow to solve that, and you write you put a screenshot of the code what you have written, a screenshot of the output, and what are the takeaway from that. That's it. You have to maintain an electronic lab record and mail it to me at the end of the course. Once again, I'm making it very, very clear, because I don't mince with my words. I'm very clear. You have to maintain an electronic lab record, submit it to me by the end of the course, for which you will be graded. And your syllabus, although I have shared it with your college, this is your syllabus. Module 1 will contain an introduction to cryptography and blockchain, where we will be seeing on what is a blockchain technology, mechanisms and network, origin, objective of blockchain, challenges, transaction and blocks, peer-to-peer system, keys as identity, digital signature, hashing, public key crypto system, public and private blockchain. Apart from this, we will have module 2, which will cover on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Basically, it will tell you what is a Bitcoin. I will even train you on how do you open this cryptocurrency account, where that is a Bitcoin account. How do you trade in Bitcoin? We will see on Bitcoin mining, the mining development, Bitcoin wallets, decentralization and hard forks, EVM, Merkle tree, double spend problem, blockchain and digital currency, transaction blocks, impact of blockchain on the cryptocurrency. But although these are listed here, there will be many more things which we will be doing much beyond this. And for all those of you who were involved with me during the previous session on, I think on it was the previous session which we had on BDA, you must be very well aware I maintain a record of whatever we speak, so that the next time it becomes comfortable for me. Module 3 will consist of introduction to Ethereum. We will see Ethereum, we will see consensus mechanism, how smart contracts work. We will see on the Metamask setup, Ethereum account, and receiving Ether via transaction. And definitely the most important thing, we will create a smart contract. We will upload a smart contract. We will do it. And as on today, you must be very well aware, the Andhra Pradesh government has introduced the concept of blockchain in a very small way in Andhra Pradesh. It is already in existence, but I think it is doing it with the government of Singapore. And in no time from today, absolutely no time from today, the whole country, our own country, will be swept up by this concept of blockchains. You will have entire thing on blockchains. Please, it is in your very own interest to learn this before you get phased out or you get written off in technology. That is why more than 90-95% of computer engineers as on today join for what? What do they join? Networking. Or maybe few people for Java programming, things which don't call up for too much of skill. You need to join something where you have got a vertical growth, where you know that today you join at whatever CTC at a company, definitely your requirement keeps going up. Then we will have module 4 for 9 hours, which will contain on introduction to Hyperledger, where we will be seeing on DLT, that is distributed ledger technology and its challenges, Hyperledger, distributed ledger technology. We will see on Hyperledger Fabric and definitely on Hyperledger Composer. Then module 5, which will span for 9 hours, will contain solidity programming, where we will see the language of smart contract. As on today, smart contract is written in Solidity. We will install Solidity and Ethereum wallet. We see the basics of Solidity, the layout of a Solidity source file, structure of smart contract, general value item. See on all these things: integer, real, string, byte, array, mapping, enum, address, everything. Thereafter, we do block 6, which will be the last, sorry, module 6, which will be the last module on the application of blockchain. We see on IoT, the medical record management system, the DNS and future of blockchain, also on altcoins. So this covers end to end, and this syllabus, what has been written over here, is 100%, it is approved by AICTE, because the same syllabus in the last semester I had conducted for a very big university at Gujarat. Same thing, end to end. So it is, and it is an AICTE approved syllabus. Don't worry with regard to that. And that's why I have put the name of this program as Introduction to Blockchain. But please understand, whatever I have shown you in this 6 modules, what will be covered will be much more than this. The reason is because we are resorting to online classes. So definitely time is, and we have got a span of 2 hours on Friday and 2 hours on Saturday. Definitely we will be covering much more than this. But we will stick to this time which I have mentioned over here for each of these modules. And in any case, please understand, the project which you guys do, you will be required to present the project. So one of the session on either on a Friday or Saturday, we will have you guys present the project, which the guideline for presentation at that time I'll tell you. And please understand, for me, the guideline for presentation means you do the presentation with your camera on so that I'm able to see you. And my guideline for presentation is different from what goes on in any college or any educational institution. I want you to not read out something from the internet for me. I want to see what is that you have done. And definitely questions will be asked by me as well as by your classmates. And we grade you for that. It is well structured what we do as part of this complete program for you. Don't worry, you will not feel lost anywhere in this course. The takeaway of doing this course on blockchain is you definitely will get very high paying jobs, not high, very high paying jobs. Thus, there you will, as on today, although this technology is just beginning to rise, in no time you will have all the industries on blockchain. And you will have a lot of these identity features, security, the infrastructure, everything in blockchains. I don't know how many of you understand as maybe in another a month and a half or so, when you fly down, if at all you get an opportunity to fly to London, and when you come back from London, you will find at London airport, there is no question of a ticket. That is, if you purchase the ticket from anywhere in United Kingdom, or even if you apply for a visa at United Kingdom, you will not have visa, you will not have ticket, nothing will be there. Where does it go? It will be, everything will be on blockchain. So what you get, you get a huge 256-bit code which comes to your mobile. You just go to the airport, show that code, your entire history comes to you. This same, more or less, I won't say exactly the same, more or less this concept we are trying on a big way in India too. You must have seen on this digital locker, at least for all those of you whose parents have taken, or your anybody in your family has taken this COVID vaccine. The minute you complete your second dose, and within 24 hours after that, you get a message from Ministry of Health, Government of India, saying that your the vaccination certificate has been uploaded on your digital locker. You don't get it physically. It has been uploaded on a digital locker. So you go, you open your digital locker and see, you'll find your certificate. There are wonderful things. Please, all those of you who have not seen your digital locker, please open up your digital locker and see. Or now, say after this engineering which you do with ISL at Hyderabad, you go anywhere, say you want to study, anybody wants to study, say overseas or anywhere. You know that when you go overseas and study, all your certificates are verified, because more than 95% of Indian degrees are of no use. It's all rubbish. So when you study overseas, and that too in any of these Western countries, what these guys do, they verify your certificate. That is, they tell their embassy, which is present in India, to verify the certificate. It takes good about 3 to 4 weeks for them to verify the certificate. Now, with the coming up of this digital locker, sitting there, he can verify your certificate, because only those documents are uploaded on digital locker which are authenticated or certified by the Government of India. There's no other document, no fake document, nothing is uploaded if it is not authenticated by the Government of India. It has to be authenticated. Even your degree certificate, very shortly you will have a diktat from the government saying that all colleges needs to, all universities needs to register with the Government of India, so that your certificates are visible on the digital locker. So the minute you complete your engineering, with your marks card, it will be uploaded on the digital locker. There is no question of you forging your marks card or a degree certificate or whatever. Whatever you get, exactly the same thing, you'll find it on the digital locker. It's a wonderful thing. We are also marching towards the same thing. And on top of that, you must have heard of this concept of smart cities. Smart cities does not mean some underground cabling and some buildings, and you can say unmanned DSS, anything of that. No, that is not smart city. That is 0.00001% of what is smart city. Converting entire of your operations into blockchain. Smart city does not mean you make a good airport and you make 6-lane highway. That is not smart city. That is the regular work of government, the state government. Smart city means converting all your transaction into blockchains. So in no time, you will find our country also jumping into this. And as it is, as on today, more than hundreds of countries have already got into blockchain. So what we shall do, if you got anything to ask me, you can ask me, you 52 of you guys. And once again, I repeat the same thing what I told at the beginning. Just two things. I don't like to repeat whatever I have said. The first thing is, please make it a point that we join before 2 o'clock from the next session, because come what may, whatever can be the reason, for me all are just stories. Whatever can, if you join now, why 2 minutes, 2 seconds after 2 o'clock also, your session won't be able to accept it, because correct at 2 o'clock I lock the meeting. There is no question of you joining anyway. And it can be, you can even approach Narendra Modi and ask him to tell me to open the meeting. I will not do that. That makes no difference. Don't worry. Let's be very clear. See, I wanted to set the ground very clear for you guys. The second thing is, this course will be a graded course. You will have a lot of assignments, lot of MCQ. You will have project work. you'll have even your project work, thereafter presentation of your project, and thereafter you will have even one of these days where we will ask you, I'll give you a topic and ask you to speak on, which will be only in blockchain, where it will be more or less like an extempore. I give you 2-3 minutes for you to prepare, and you tell me, you speak on that. And for all those of you who prefer to remain absent at that time, it's very easy. It's 0. And the pass percentage, your attendance has to be minimum 75%. Only those of you who get more than 75% will be permitted for you to write your final exam. And in any case, your pass percentage, overall pass percentage will be 60%. Anybody less than that is a fail. And 15% of your marks, we keep it reserved for your attendance. So, and what I said, the takeaway from this course is the top 2 of you who secure good marks, who come up to my expectation, I shall involve you with live project, wherein you most likely would get a chance even to fly down to Canada, collect the data, understand them, and come back over here. All free for you, don't worry. That I shall ensure. So if you have got anything to ask me, you can ask me, or we straight away begin with what do you mean by blockchain? Anybody wanting to ask me anything?
Sir, what about certificate?
Certificate will be given to you at the end of the course. This time the certificate will be slightly different. The certificate will be given to you by your college, but it will have one more logo. It will have the logo of an overseas company. That is, it will have the logo of Brain Tower Oman. It's a 21-year-old company based out of Oman. So that the certificate which you get has got a big say in the industry when you show that certificate. So that when you show the certificate that you've done this complete structured course, don't worry, all of you won't get certificate. Only those of you who get more than 60% marks, in which the marks component 15% is only for your attendance. And attendance, the eligible attendance for you to write your final exam is 75%. That is 3/4 of the classes you have to attend. And I am the last person on this earth who likes to listen to stories. That has happened, earthquake, tsunami, riot, arson, whatever you can tell. All that are stories for me. COVID, Shovid, whatever you see, all are stories for me. Don't worry. For me, what matters is attend the class. That's all. And I shall, since our course will contain quite a lot of this MCQs, quite a lot of this, we'll have surprise tests for you, but definitely a mid-semester announced test and a term end exam. And overall, in everything, you need to get minimum of 60%. And for you to be eligible to give the exam, definitely you should have 75% of attendance. Once you do all this and you clear the whole course, we give you a certificate. Your college will give you a certificate which will also have the logo of Brain Tower Oman, which is it's a very big company with its office in 2 places, in Oman and Belgium. So maybe you get the certificate only from your college. It may not have that much of public stand, but definitely when you have a certificate with the logo of the industry, it has got a huge stand. You will get it, but provided you satisfy all these conditions. Anybody, anything. And once again, anybody trying to act smart or trying to go across your line, I'll expel you from this course. In my words, I'll throw you out of this course, which is very easy for me. And once I throw you out from here, you will not be able to enter back again. So why do you want to land in trouble? Let's maintain the decorum and try to be, and I would use the word try to join the course before 2 o'clock. No reasons joining beyond after 2 o'clock. Let's remove that from our mind that there is any time after 2 o'clock. If it is after 2, continue sleeping. Don't trouble yourself. Okay. Anybody, anything else?
Sir, you mentioned about electronic recorder. I didn't understand what that means.
Yeah, that means I don't want a physical record of your lab records. I want an e-book of your lab record. That is, you type it, take a print, create one single PDF document of all these sheets and mail it to me. That's what is meant by electronic record. Anybody?
And sir, like,
yeah.
In Python and Java, what level of knowledge we need to have?
Yeah, this is a good thing you asked. What's your name? Who asked now?
My name is Abdul Hadi.
Okay, Abdul. See,
Sir, I have similar question.
Yeah, okay. Iqbal,
Yes.
okay, that's fine. See, about
Sir, you were taking Python classes, but later on you stop it. So
okay,
what?
listen to me. See, it is about, I think, 1.5, 2 months back, I started I'm purposely telling you the small incident. I started the course with the 91 working IT professionals of United States of America. So I used to conduct these online courses 3 times a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We used to start off around 4:30 in the morning of Indian time. So initially they do ask me exactly the same question, Abdul, like what you asked. How much of Python should you know? See, I said as on today, anywhere in the world, people say, like even on YouTube, it says that you can learn Python in 15 minutes. 2 3 days back I saw a site on YouTube which says learn Python in 1 minute. But I challenge all those guys. I say, why 1 minute? Learn Python in 1 second, I say. But what is the use of learning that way? It is of absolutely no use. Because see, Abdul, as on today, I conduct session at United States, I conduct session for the working professionals at London, for the working professionals at Australia, working professionals of Democratic Republic of Congo, Sultanate of Oman, and Sri Lanka. So I'm very, very well, and Python is the same, whether it is India, Australia, United States, United Kingdom, or wherever. There is no different Python anywhere in the world. So what makes a difference is you need to have good enough, reasonable knowledge. I mean, at least you should be able to write your own code. You should be confident. And writing your code does not mean you display hello world and you say you're good in Python. No. So what a good instances I can tell you during the later half when we were doing on this machine learning, there were a handful of you who had attended. I don't often remember the names. The more than 4 5,000 people who are engaged with me on a day-to-day basis. I don't remember anybody's names. So all those of you who were with me in those last few days when we did Python for machine learning, that kind of Python I want. Can somebody tell me who was there with me in the last few days when we did this Python for machine learning, where we solved that California housing data set? Anybody? There were few of them. I think say 6 7 8 of them were there at that time. I don't offhand remember who was there, but I'm very, very sure I had done it with you because before this session, I had just browsed through that session, what we had done in the last course. So that is the level of Python. And it is not that level of Python you should know. That is the level of Python which the industry wants you to know. There's no way you can know anything less than that. So you have to know that level of Python and definitely Java also. So that when we see, when you do any programming in Solidity, it has got a great deal of connect with Java and Python. So unless you understand that, Solidity will be a dream for you. And the world as on today wants only Solidity. We will also do in Solidity. It's a wonderful language, and it's not so simple. Like Abdul, see, I have been running after Python for last about 25, 26 years. See, when I started learning Python, and even in 2021, people say Python is like spoken English. But trust me, in the last 26 years, I have not found any spoken English in Python. Not even one sentence I found anything spoken English in this Python in the last 26 years. I don't know who is that person who says it is spoken English. I'm yet to meet that person who tells me it is spoken English. I've done so many projects in machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, and still continue to do. I don't know where is the spoken English in Python. So you need to know, you need to be reasonably good enough with your programming skills in Python and Java. So you'll find this comfortable. And once again, all those of you feel it is going to be very, very difficult, it's going to be beyond your reach, please drop out after this session. It's as it is, more than 95% of you are attending this, considering this to be a cricket match, maybe this IPL which is going on. So it's like because all of you happen to attend this session on your mobile. That's like a cricket match. It's like a pocket radio which you're holding in your hand and listening to something. Somebody blabbering out something, you're listening to that. But once again, I shall request all those of you who will at least attend the next session onwards, please be on your desktop or laptop. There is no use attending with from your mobile. Absolutely no use. Okay. Anybody? Anything else?
sir, which software we need to install like for
Don't
Python?
worry, nothing is required. As of now, Python you can install. You can, if you want to install, fine. If you don't want to install, you can use Colab. Or if you want to install Anaconda Navigator. That's more than enough.
Okay, sir.
Things. Feel free. You can ask me whatever comes to your mind. Because as of now, we are all sitting in a stadium and watching cricket match.
Sir, you said about digital locker. What is that, sir?
Don't worry. You Google it and see what is digital locker. You will come to know. It is a locker which is maintained by Government of India. Why do you have bank lockers? You maintain all your costly items in your bank locker, isn't it? Similar way, I would say, rather than keeping some gold, diamond, or anything in your locker, the most expensive thing is your certificate. Have all your certificates in your digital locker, and it is not. It is free. As of now, government does not charge anybody anything from anybody, nothing from anybody. But all documents on the digital locker are authenticated by Government of India. So there is no reason for anybody to ask for your physical certificates, nothing of that kind. It is there on digital locker. And the whole world knows it is authenticated by Government of India. So there is no way that it can be a fake document. Because if you upload a fake document, it is thrown out of the locker. Government does not keep it in the locker. Or if at all you do some course from some institute which is not recognized by the state government or the central government, the certificate itself is not uploaded. That is only with you. The only person on earth who will be having it will be with you yourself, nobody else. Okay, anybody, anything else?
So approximately till when we are going to terminate all of these blockchain sessions?
50 hours. So each week we'll be having 4 hours. So around we will have say 12, 13 weeks. That means 3 months. 3 months we'll finish it off. 3 months starting. See,
don't worry, final year. If you are finished, you can also join it because by the end of your result and everything, it will be 3 months. So please make sure that if you are interested, join it. I know you are having exams in May, April, May ending or June, but our courses will be running on. In between 1 or 2 weeks will be left out. You can just download the videos and you can just see it because by result and everything, by the time everything comes up May, June end, you finish your everything from the college. So by that time, this course will be finished also, hopefully.
But then there will be the issue of attendance, sir, if we just download and see them.
That thing you can discuss later on. Now attendance and everything course चल रहा है क्या चल रहा है?
See, don't worry. See, for your, like as your HOD said, for your exam, your classes will be suspended at that time for whatever short duration. So at that time, there is no question of attendance or anything. It's as it is, there will be no classes.
Okay, sir.
And since you are just would be completing your engineering, at least those of you who are in the 8th semester, for sure I can help you get a wonderful internship where you will be working in this core area in blockchain. But the prerogative of where you do your internship, that would lie with me. It may be Hyderabad, may not be Hyderabad, but anywhere in India or overseas, I'll get it for you. That's for sure. Anything else, anybody? Feel free and you can ask me what your doubts are. But from the next session onwards, only those of you who are interested can please join. Others need not join. Don't take the trouble. And definitely I shall expect that by, if at all by next Thursday, you don't get that confirmatory mail or message from this canvas. That means your name has not been added to the canvas. You have shared with me your personal mail ID. It's not accepted. I want your college mail ID. And you will get an invite. Accept that. From the next week, I take your attendance. Definitely. And once you miss the attendance, even nobody on earth can come and help you give your attendance what has already been done. And as it is, I hope you know that once the date crosses, nothing can be done. All the records on this canvas gets frozen. You cannot change it. You just cannot change it. So there is no way I will be able to do anything the next session onwards, except for this session when we don't take your attendance, it's fine. The next session onwards, but I also personally feel since these sessions are just for 2 hours, even if you're having some exam, that should not make a difference. I feel, I don't know, I may be wrong or mistaken, but since whatever you're studying, you're not studying for some IAS exam, definitely taking 2 hours of from your busy schedule when you study, 2 hours should not be a trouble. I feel there is nothing definitely. Say you decide to sleep at 11 in the night, sleep at 12 in the night. Give me those 2 hours over here for the session. Or maybe the whole day you study, the last the time from 4 to 6 on Friday and Saturday, you can keep it reserved for me so that this session we conduct and we don't waste our time. We can run through the session continuously for this. And maybe after some time, maybe in those days when you are free, we can have more than 2 days in a week, so that we compress this 3 months to 2 months. We can do it. We can definitely do it. We will compress it, but it is not your time. I've got a very hectic schedule. Let's see as we proceed ahead. Whenever we have time in between, I shall speak to your HOD, and definitely we shall have more number of sessions so that we compress this 3 months into say 1.5 or 2 months. We finish it off as fast as possible so that well before your results, you all those of you who are eligible get your certificate, and and all those of you who do well, I'm able to get you some good internship, and maybe those guys who are really good at the end of it, top 2 of you, I can help you place with this company at Canada. Okay, if you're completed, can we just begin? Or anybody has got anything more to ask out of you 52 of you? Anybody? Feel free, you can ask me. And in any case, for all those of you who are being with me for the first time, anytime during the session, you can stop me, get your doubts clarified, because maybe the first and the second session would be comfortable. After that, I would say it would get tough, because this concept of blockchain is not so simple concept. It calls for good amount of skills. And you will find when you start doing on solidity programming, it is tough. It is really tough. And all the editor which we shall use will be online editor. So there's no use, absolutely no requirement for you to download anything. We shall, as far as possible, try using online editors. Okay, so starting with our session on blockchain. See, blockchain was just the computer science term for how to structure and share data. Today, blockchain is called the 5th evolution of computing, not even the 4th, much beyond that. See, blockchains are a novel approach to the distributed database. See, the innovation comes from incorporating this old technology in new ways. You can think of blockchain as a distributed database that a group of individuals control and that store and share information. And please remember, like what I told, more than 80% of your course will be practical, hands-on. Whether it is theory or lab, it makes no difference. Since we don't have separate lab hours earmarked for you, definitely it will be practical. We shall do immense number of codes. So we shall write code after code after code where you will know the punch of this thing. And it will be a mix of Java, Python, and Solidity. Because when you design smart contract anywhere in the world as of today, it is done using Solidity. Okay, see, there are many different types of blockchain and blockchain application. See, blockchain is an all-encompassing technology which is integrating across platforms and hardware all over the world. And please understand, a blockchain is a data structure that makes it possible to create a digital ledger of data and share it among a network of independent parties. And as on today, there are few different types of blockchain. The first, you can have a public blockchain, then you can have a private blockchain, or you can have a permissioned blockchain. Public blockchain is a good example of public blockchain is Bitcoin, which are large distributed networks that run through a native cryptocurrency. And what is this cryptocurrency? A cryptocurrency is a unique bit of data that can be traded between two parties. So all those of you who are interested, you can just write down a couple of important points, because as far as I foresee, your college may not have a single book on blockchain. Maybe, may not be, but what I can foresee is you may not have a book on blockchain. And I don't say that you cannot read from the internet. Definitely you can download and read from the internet. But the thumb rule is anything that you get free is useless. more than 80-90% of things what you find on the internet is all rubbish. So you have to be smart when you take some material and read. So we said these bitcoins are large distributed networks that run through a native cryptocurrency. And a cryptocurrency is a unique bit of data that can be traded between two parties. And public blockchains are open for anyone to participate at any level and have open source code that their community maintains. Then we have this private blockchain. See, private blockchains are also known as distributed ledger technology, or in popularly it is called as DLT. That is, private blockchains are also called as DLT, distributed ledger technology. And this tends to be smaller and do not utilize a token or cryptocurrency. And the membership of private blockchain is closely controlled. And these type of blockchains are favored by consortiums that have trusted members and trade confidential information. And then we have the third one, which is the permission blockchain. See, the permission blockchain, a good example of this is Ripple, RIPPLE. And this control roles that individuals can play within the network. They are still large and distributed systems that use a native token. Their core code may or may not be open source. Now, all three types of blockchain use cryptography to allow each participant on any given network to manage the ledger in a secure way without the need for a central authority to enforce the rule. The removal of central authority from the database structure is one of the most important and powerful aspects of blockchain. Now, please tell me one thing. Have you had or do you have any course in cryptography as part of your syllabus? One of you can please tell me. Did you have it? Or you don't have till your 8th semester in cryptography? Nothing on cryptography?
No.
But you need to know cryptography as part of this. Because anything in a blockchain is encrypted. You need to have the fundamental understanding of cryptography. See, please understand, as of today, ever since AICTE has told, we will, there are few important courses, core courses, which they call, like blockchain, data science, artificial intelligence, some high-end technologies, which needs to be covered as part of the syllabus. There is only one reason why All India Council of Technical Education has told this. The reason is so that the engineers which pass out in India, they are at par with the global standard. Because please understand, as on today, in the state of Kerala, more than 80% of taxi drivers are all MTech computer science. Taxi drivers, pure, because more than 80-90% of people or students who do engineering in India, they don't know the spelling of engineering. They're useless engineers. Because I have been conducting, I'm in the interview panel of many companies which recruit people in this blockchain and data science. It is very pitiable to see what they are. It's very pitiable to see what kind of engineering these guys have done. Utterly useless. So nobody wants that kind of thing. In the state of Karnataka, since I'm from Bangalore, in the state of Karnataka, we have people who have done MTech working in mortuary, where they handle dead bodies, because they feel doing some job of that kind is more better than doing something in computer science. If you are also of the same line of thinking, please continue. This course is not for you then. This course is only for people who want to do well in life. Whether you are a girl or a boy makes no difference. Absolutely no difference. In today's world, whether you're a girl or a boy, absolutely no difference if you want to do something good in life. And who feel that you can regularly attend all the sessions, only for those people. Okay, so we said these three types of blockchain, that is public, private, and permission blockchain. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell you, just before your session, about 5-10 minutes before the session, I got a mail from ICRA New Delhi. You must have heard of it. It's All India Council of Robotics and Automation. It's a Government of India society. They have got a request from West Bengal College of Pharmaceutical. It is somewhere in Howrah. I myself don't know where it is. And those pharma students are interested in learning artificial intelligence. So this ICRA contacted me to conduct for them the course in artificial intelligence. Where is pharmaceutical and where is artificial intelligence? That is the thrill of this thing. So please understand, you don't have to be a computer science student to learn all this. Computer science is just a name, you can say. But if you want to learn all these high-handed technologies, you can be from any field. Okay. Okay. See, blockchains, what they do, they create permanent record and histories of transaction, but nothing is really permanent. See, the permanence of the record is based on the dependability and health of the network. And in the context of blockchain, this means that if a large portion of the blockchain community wanted to change information returned to the blockchain, they definitely can do. Cryptocurrency is used as a reward to incentivize lots of users to facilitate the healthy function of the network through competition. Now, if the records are changed inappropriately, this is what is called as a 51% attack. Small networks with few independent miners are vulnerable because it doesn't take much effort to change their information. And powerful miners could do so and gain extra cryptocurrency. Ethereum class experienced just this type of attack. So when data is recorded in a blockchain, it's extremely difficult to change or remove it. When someone wants to add a record to a blockchain, it is also called a transaction or an entry. Users in the network who have validation control verify the proposed transaction. And this is where things get a little bit tricky, because every blockchain has a slightly different spin on how this works and who can validate a transaction. So now coming to this point, where an important question that might be in your mind is, what is that these blockchains do? See, blockchain is a peer-to-peer system with no central authority managing data flow. And one of the key ways to removing central control while maintaining data integrity is to have a large distributed network of independent users, which means that the computers that make up the networks are in more than one location. And these computers, since they are in more than one location, they are referred to as full nodes, 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 full nodes. To prevent the network from being corrupted, not only are blockchains decentralized, but they often also utilize a cryptocurrency. Blockchain networks produce cryptocurrencies as an incentive to maintain the integrity of the network. Many cryptocurrencies are traded on exchanges like the stock exchanges. Cryptocurrencies work a little differently on each blockchain. Basically, the software pays the hardware to operate, and the software is the blockchain protocol. Well-known blockchain protocols include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar. These all are the well-known blockchain protocols. There are many blockchain protocols, but these are just the few and top trending blockchain protocols. See, the hardware consists of full nodes that are securing the data in the network. So now comes to our mind is, why at all should this concept or this technology of blockchain matter? See, blockchains are recognized as the fifth evolution of computing because they are a new trust layer for the internet. And before blockchains, trust was established by the central authorities that would issue certificates. You may be familiar with what is this SSL client certificate, secure socket layer. See, an SSL certificate is the green lock that is next to a web domain, and it lets you know that you are on a secure website. See, SSL certificates are proven to not be foolproof. See, certificates have been stolen from the domain of CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, which is the UK's secret intelligence service. Microsoft, Yahoo, from so many places you have certificates being stolen, this SSL certificates. See, blockchain on the other hand established trust in novel ways. Proof of work blockchain, POW, requires miners to have a full and accurate history of their transaction to participate on the network. Proof of stake, POS blockchain, create trust by requiring nodes that are processing transactions to stake some cryptocurrency that may be forfeited if they are caught defrauding the network. Private blockchains build confidence by distributing data across a network of connected but independent participants that are known by each other and can be held accountable. So when data is permanent and reliable in a digital format, you can transact business online in ways that in the past were only possible offline. See, these blockchains are important because they allow for new efficiency and reliability in the exchange of valuable and private information that once required a third party to facilitate, such as the movement of money and the authenticity of identity. This is a big deal because much of our society and economy has been structured around establishing trust, enforcing trust when it is broken, and third parties that facilitate trust. You can imagine how this simple software can be utilized to fix areas that are proved to not be foolproof, such as, say, voting, supply chain management, money management, and the exchange of property. Let's now see briefly on what is the structure of a blockchain. See, blockchain is Bitcoin is a great blockchain to study because it was used as a template for most subsequent blockchains. See, the data on a blockchain is structured so that each full node contains all the data in the network. And this model is compelling from a data persistence point of view. It ensures that the data will stay intact even if a few of the nodes become compromised. The way that a Bitcoin coordinates the organization and new data comprises of three core elements. That is, any blockchain will comprise of three core elements. The first is a block, which is a list of transactions recorded into a ledger over a given period. The size, period, and triggering events for block is different for every blockchain. Not all blockchains are recording and securing a record of the movement of the cryptocurrency as their primary objective. But all blockchain do record the movement of their cryptocurrency or token. So till here, has anybody got anything to ask me? Please, if you got, clarify your doubts. If you want to ask me anything, you can ask me. Otherwise, it's fine. We shall continue with what we were doing. Anybody wanting to ask me anything? Fine. The next element is a chain. See, chain is a hash that links one block to another, mathematically chaining them together. And this is one of the most difficult concepts in blockchain to comprehend. It's also the magic that glues blockchain together and allows them to create mathematical trust. See, a hash in blockchain is created from the data that was in the previous block. The hash is nothing but a fingerprint of this data and locks block in order and time. Although blockchains are relatively new innovation, hashing is not. Hashing was something which was invented over 30 years ago. This old innovation is being used because it creates a one-way function that cannot be decrypted. A hashing function, what it does is it creates a mathematical algorithm that maps data of any size to a bit string of fixed size. A bit string is usually 32 characters long, which then represents the data that was hashed. There's a concept called SHA. You must have heard of this. This is secure hash algorithm. It's one of the common cryptographic hash functions used in blockchain. SHA-256 is a common algorithm that generates an almost unique fixed size 256-bit hash. For practical purpose, please think of a hash as a digital fingerprint of data that is used to lock it in place within the blockchain. And the last component or element of blockchain is the network. See, the network is comprised of full nodes. What you need to do, think of these network as the computer running an algorithm that is securing the network. Each node contains a complete record of all the transactions that were ever recorded in that blockchain. See, the nodes are located all over the world and can be operated by anyone. And it is very, very difficult, expensive, and time consuming to operate a full node. So people don't do it for free. They are incentivized to operate a node because they want to earn cryptocurrency. The underlying blockchain algorithm rewards them for their service. The reward is usually a token or cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. In 1 week, Bitcoin earned about 19 to 20 lakhs. Trust me, about 7 to 9 years back, I had purchased a Bitcoin. It was around 44,000. Today it is around 40 lakhs, one Bitcoin. See the jump, where is 40,000 and where is 40 lakhs? It's a huge jump. See, the term Bitcoin and blockchain are often used interchangeably. And I hope you must be knowing it. Bangalore is the first city in the whole of this country which has got a Bitcoin ATM. At the place called Koramangala in Bangalore, you got a Bitcoin ATM where you can withdraw money. And by the Supreme Court regulation of 2019, March 2019, Bitcoin is highly legal and valid in India. It is not at all illegal. It is legal, valid in India. That is why, as on today, anybody who does dealing on this in this drug or this darknet or all of this criminal transactions, all are done using Bitcoin. You must have also seen quite a few times. You must have seen that your email is logged. You get some mail from somebody. Yes, some person on earth. He tells you transfer so many Bitcoins to my account and I'll unlock your email ID. People anywhere for all criminal activities, what is done as dealing is done only on Bitcoins, and it is a very, very powerful currency. As of although government had banned it, still Supreme Court had given a ruling against the government in March 2019 and made Bitcoin valid and legal in India. As on today, also the same continues. See, blockchain applications are built around the idea that network is an arbitrator, and this type of system is an unforgiving and blind environment. Computer code become law and rules are executed as they were written and interpreted by the network. Computers don't have the same social biases and behaviors as humans do. Anything interesting thing that blockchain enable is impeccable record keeping. It's a wonderful thing that any blockchain does, record keeping. They can be used to create a clear timeline of who did what and when. Many industries and regulatory bodies spend countless hours trying to assess this problem. Blockchain enabled record keeping will relieve some of the burdens that are created when we try to interpret the past. Now, you need to see what is the driving force in blockchain. So, when you say the driving force in blockchain, it is nothing but the consensus. What I shall do, I shall just open a Word document so that I can write something for you. Let me just open a blank Word document. Up till this point, if anybody has got anything, you can ask me. If you don't have anything else, it's fine. But It's better you ask me so that you can clarify whatever kind of doubts that remain in your mind. See, like we said, the driving force of blockchain is nothing but consensus. See, blockchains are very powerful tools because they create honest system. Let me just open this, make it full screen, and let me increase the font size. Yeah. See, the driving force of blockchain is consensus. See, blockchains are powerful tools because they create honest system that self-correct without the need of a third party to enforce the rules. They accomplish the enforcement of rules through their consensus algorithm. And in a blockchain world, consensus is the process of developing an agreement among a group of commonly mistrusting shareholders. These are the full nodes on the network. The full nodes are validating transactions that are entered into the network to be recorded as part of the ledger. So what we will do, we will draw a small little thing or diagram which shows the concept of how blockchains come into an agreement. The first thing what a person does, a user requests for transaction and say a request for transaction, and this request of the user, it goes and the request is transmitted to the network. I'll just write REQ. Request is transmitted to the network, and once this request is transmitted to the network validates the transaction. See, in between these blocks I have not put, there is this arrow where one block leads to the other block this way. I have not put this, it's understood. Minute I leave some space in between, it's understood one block is linked to the next block. The third block is the network validates the transaction. I say the NW validates the transaction. And after the network validates the transaction, it can also happen that the network kicks out the transaction, throws it out. And after this, what happens? After this, I shall write it here so that what you please presume that from this block, the third block, this goes over here. See, after the network validates the transaction is added to the current block of the transaction. I'll say the transaction is added to the current block of transactions. And from here, the block of transaction is then chained to the to the other blocks of the transaction. So here I can say the block of transaction is then chained to the older blocks of transactions. And after this, the transaction is confirmed. This is the last or the sixth step where the transaction is confirmed. So this is how a blockchain works. This tells you how does a blockchain work. That is, once again, I'll repeat it. First, the user requests for a transaction. Then the request is transmitted to the network. And after this, the network validates the transaction or the transaction is kicked out. Then the transaction is added to the current block of transactions. Then the block of transaction is chained to the other blocks of transaction, and finally the transaction is confirmed. And this is how a blockchain works. Please understand, each blockchain has its own algorithms for creating agreements within its network on the entries being added. Can somebody present here tell me what do you mean by an algorithm? In whatever term, computer science term or non-computer science term, whatever. What do you mean by an algorithm?
Step-by-step process
Of what?
for writing a program
It is an
You are
in a theoretical way, sir.
smoothing a program.
It is
no.
a step-by-step solution to solve the particular problem.
Yeah, Taura, you are very, very correct. There's a step-by-step process to solve any problem. See, there are many different models for creating consensus because each blockchain is creating different kind of entries. Some blockchains are trading value, others are storing data, and others are securing systems and contracts. Please understand Bitcoin, for example, is trading the value of its token between members on its network. The token has a market value. So the requirement related to performance, scalability, consistency, threat model, and failure model will be high. Bitcoins operate under the assumption that a malicious attacker may want to corrupt the history of trades in order to steal tokens. Bitcoin prevents this from happening by using the consensus model called proof of work, which solves this Byzantine general problem of how do you know that the information you are looking at has not been changed internally or externally. This is what is a Byzantine general's problem. Okay, now because changing or manipulating data is almost always possible, the reliability of data is a big problem for computer science. See, most blockchains operate under the premise that they will be attacked by outside forces or by users of the system. The expected threat and the degree of trust that the network has in the nodes that operate the blockchain will determine the type of consensus algorithm that they use to settle their ledger. Now, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum expect a very high degree of threat and use a strong consensus algorithm called proof of work. There is no trust in the network. There are few blockchains which are being used. You can Google it and see something called as a factum exchange. I shall show you how do you deal with Bitcoins. You can Google this and see factum exchange. It's a good exchange which tells you on how these things are trading, Bitcoins are trading. See, blockchains are moving beyond the trading value and are being incorporated in all sorts of industry. Blockchains add a new trust layer that now makes working online secure in a way that was not possible beforehand. So this is what we are done of basically of understanding of what a blockchain is. Now, this is just basically an overview. Now the question comes, how do you pick up a blockchain? See, the blockchain industry is very complex and growing in size and capabilities every day. When you understand the three core types of blockchain and the limitation, you will know what's possible with this new technology. See, there are a lot of places where this blockchains add substance or add material value to what you're doing. The first thing before you choose a blockchain is you need to determine what is that your need is. See, blockchain comes in a lot of flavors. You will find one that matches your needs. The trick is finding it. So mapping your needs to the best blockchain can be overwhelming. Whenever I have a lot of options and often conflicting needs, I like to utilize a weighted decision matrix. A weighted decision matrix is an excellent tool for evaluating the needs of a project and then mapping those needs to possible solutions. The key advantage of the matrix is to help you quantify and prioritize individual needs for your project and simplify decision making. The weighted decision matrices are also prevent you from becoming overwhelmed by individual criteria. And if it is not done properly, this tool allows you to converge on single idea that is compatible with all your goals. To create a weighted decision matrix, please follow some steps. I shall tell you what these steps are. First, you please brainstorm the key criteria or goals that your team needs to meet. I shall write it. Brainstorm the key criteria or goals that your team needs to meet. So this becomes the first step. And here, if you aren't sure of the criteria you need to consider when evaluating your blockchain project, here are some few simple things which you need to keep in your mind. The first is on the scale and volume, then on the speed and latency, then on security and immutability, then on storage capacity and structural needs. See, your team will have its own list of objects and priorities. These are some few of them which you can keep it in your mind. Then after this comes to reduce the list of criteria to no more than 10 items. As I shall say, my second is reduce the list of criteria to no more than 10 items. Now, if you are having a hard time defining your list of needs, you consider using a comparison matrix tool. And the third thing what you need to do is create a table in Excel or maybe something similar to this. I'll say create a table in MS Excel. And the fourth is enter the design criteria in the first column of this table. Enter design criteria in the first column. And the fifth step is assign a relative weight to each criterion based on how important that objective is to the success of the project. So I say assign a relative weight to each criterion. Now you need to limit the number of points to 10 and distribute them between all your criteria. Say for example, 1 means low, 2 means high, and an example is 3 means high priority. Now, if you're working in a team, have each member weigh the criteria separately. And the sixth point, what you need to keep in your mind, see all these once again are the points or steps you need to keep in mind when you create a weighted decision matrix. The sixth step is you add up the numbers for each objective and divide them by the number of team members for a composite team weight. That is, you add up the numbers for each objective and divide by the number of team members for a composite team weight. And the last step, 7, which is make any needed make any needed adjustment to the weights to make sure each criteria are weighted correctly. That is, make any needed adjustment to weights to make sure each criteria is weighted correctly. Now, till this, you can say this is how you create a weighted decision matrix. If you follow all these steps, then what you need to do, you need to choose a solution. Now, before I even proceed ahead, see, when we started, what the number of you guys who are there present have dropped to half the number. How many of you guys who are present here, of this 35 of you, feel that this topic is tough? Right now, what we are doing is extreme fundamental. Not even fundamental, much below that. Tell me, somebody tell me please. How many feel that it is tough? Or how many feel it is comfortable? Tell me why. If you don't speak out, how will I come to know? Tell me, please. Since most of you are on your with your number.
When done practically.
Sorry?
It's comfortable when we are doing it practically.
Yeah, it is comfortable till okay. But see, practical part, see, just to do practical, you cannot straight away start on day one with practical. But I can assure you from the next session onwards, it will be fully practical, but it will be based on whatever we have done today. It is not that it's a proper structured course which tells you what to do, how to do. Definitely, it will be fully practical on what we have done today. That is, whatever we have spoken of today, maybe a little bit the next time, and thereafter you get into fully practical aspect of this. Okay, so what we will do, I shall request you that we will get our hands on blockchain. Let's get our hands dirty and put it on blockchain. See, remember, this blockchain are very, very powerful tools and are positioned to change how the world moves money, secure system, and build digital identities. If you are not a core developer in any language, you probably won't be doing any in-depth blockchain development in the near future. So what we will do, let's get a hand straight away jump into what is blockchain. So since what I see, maybe 3-4 of you are only on your laptop, rest all of you on mobile. So what kind of a practical will you be doing, friend, which is now spoke out? Whoever it is who had spoken out. So what practical will you do on a mobile? Okay, so please do one thing. The first thing what you need to do, you need to create a very secure environment. And the first thing is you need a very, very secure environment, because the first thing is you need a very secure browser. Can somebody tell me which is one of the most secured browsers as on today?
Mozilla Firefox?
No, Mozilla, nothing on this. All this just because okay. What we will be doing, we will be downloading Brave web browser. We will be downloading Proton VPN, virtual private network, and a Metamask browser extension. Okay, do one thing. First, we need to just keep following what I do. And this, I would say, is not for people who are listening to commentary what I am saying, but definitely it is for people who are interested. First is you need to download and install the Brave browser. Where do you get the Brave browser? You just type https brave.com. This is a very safe and secured browser. Please do one thing. Click on this download Brave. Download, install Brave on your system. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes I can leave you for you to download it and install it. It's a very, very secured browser. It is not Mozilla, it is not Google Chrome, nothing of this kind. It's a very secure browser. Don't worry. Even if you're not going to do anything with Bitcoin, this is a very, very safe and very, very secure browser as on today. So please click on this option of download Brave, which you see over here, this one. Click on this download Brave. Download this Brave on your system and install it. And tell me when you're completed. And irrespective of what you do or whatever you browse on the net, it is better browsing it through this Brave browser. It is a very, very good browser as on today. Anybody doing it or not doing it? Just sound it out to me if somebody is downloading
Doing,
it.
sir.
Yeah, great.
Doing, sir.
Please download it, install it on your system. And since if you thought you're using a window-based system, you'll have to restart your machine after you install for it to take effect. Don't worry, I shall wait for you, but you'll have to do it a little fast. There are innumerable number of practical things which you have to do. Is it that he is the only person who is doing it? Anybody else who is doing it?
I am done, sir.
Yes, sir, doing.
Done. And have you restarted your
Done,
system? Yeah, great. Have you restarted your system?
Like the whole system, the
Yeah,
laptop.
yeah. Please restart your whole machine.
Okay, sir.
And let me know once you come back to this. You'll have to log in again to this, join this session again. I shall wait for you. Tell me once you're joined. Because in Windows operating system, it only takes effect once you restart the system. Tell me please when you completed. Don't worry, you don't have to open your browser. You just download it, restart your system. That's it. Don't worry. Don't open this Brave again. I'll tell you when to open it. Done. Are you back on the session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now do one thing. Go to the download folder. You know where is the download folder on your system? Go to your download folder. Over there, you will find this Brave browser. Drag that Brave browser to your application folder. Drag it to your application folder. Done? From your download folder, drag it to your application folder because it has to be in your application folder. Through with this. Tell me please if you completed.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to download Proton VPN. VPN is virtual private network. See, it is run by a Swiss company. And when you use this Proton VPN to browse the web, your internet connection is encrypted. So would be these attackers or these eavesdroppers who are continuously watching what you're doing on the internet. They won't be able to get an access to what you're doing on the net. It is very, very safe. Don't worry, even if you're not dealing with blockchain, you still can use this. And using this Proton VPN, you are able to access websites that may be blocked. To download this Proton VPN, what you do, you type https protonvpn.com. type this protonvpn.com. It should open up over here. And please do one thing, click on this get Proton VPN now. Thereafter, you need to create a free account and log in with your free account. And once again, like what you did, please drag this Proton VPN to your application folder. Open, go to this https protonvpn.com. Click on this get Proton VPN now, and you'll get an option free or paid. You click on free, and it will ask you your email ID. Enter the email ID that is prompted. Download it to your folder. Drag that Proton VPN to your application folder.
Sir, most of the free VPNs actually steal some kind of data from you.
No, nothing, it will not happen. Don't worry. That I understand. See, most of this free VPNs, they pull out data from your system. This 100% won't happen. Don't worry. This is an authenticated VPN. Don't worry.
Okay,
Nothing
okay.
will happen. You can be 100% sure nothing will happen.
Okay, sir.
Download this, create an account, and you pull this Proton VPN to your application folder. And remember, this VPN is a good second layer security to make sure that your connection is secure.
Do you need to sign in up?
Yeah, you want to sign up. Sign up, log out after that. So, and write that account detail. You will be creating more than 50, 60 accounts in first 15, 20 hours of our session. So write this somewhere and key for Proton VPN, what account had you created. In the meanwhile, can somebody tell me which is the largest blockchain in the world? Anybody? The largest blockchain is Ethereum. Ethereum is the largest blockchain in the world. Completed with this Proton VPN? Create an account, write your credentials somewhere, that's it. And then you can close it. For all these things, for all these sessions, you need a paper and pen next to you.
Sir, is this paid because it's asking us to pay before signing up?
No, don't pay. You see, there will be an option for free account.
Even though for basic, it's asking for €4, so we are not getting an option.
There's no free account for, because a couple of months back, there was a free option where it gave you a free option for about 60 days.
Okay, but now I think it's gone.
No problem. Leave it. Leave it. Sure, there is no free option?
Yes, sir. Even though if you
Okay.
click on sign up, you can see that, sir.
Okay, no problem. The
Yes,
next
sir,
what
no
you need to download, no problem. I go by what you say. See, next we download what is called as a Metamask. Metamask is a browser extension that allows you to run this Ethereum dApps, DApps, right in your browser without running a full Ethereum node. Metamask includes a secure identity vault, and it allows you to log into websites, manage your identity on the web, and sign blockchain transaction. You can also keep some Ether cryptocurrency in your MetaMask wallet to make payment online. So for you to download MetaMask, what you need to do, one second. So yeah, what you need to do, you just type this TTPS metamask.io. Download MetaMask. It's a crypto wallet. It's a good crypto wallet. And after you do this, click on this fox which you see over here. See this fox which you see here. Click on this fox because you need to add this extension inside your pop-up window. Click on this fox. It gets added up, your extension gets added up to your Chrome window. And this one also, you will be required to sign in. Definitely, you can create some credential and sign in. And see, 100% of whatever transaction you do in Bitcoin, it's done in US dollars. But no problem, you can invest your rupees, it gets converted to US dollars. And when you sell it, you will get the money which is linked up to your account of this Indian bank, which is linked up to this in Indian currency. You get the money in Indian currency into your account.
Sir, after downloading Proton VPN,
Oh, you are quite behind. See, sign up into that. Then you need to do this MetaMask. Download your MetaMask. It's a wonderful crypto wallet. It's an encrypted wallet of yours. Done? Have you downloaded this MetaMask?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Now is the time. See, this is a good crypto wallet of yours because before you trade in Bitcoins, you need a wallet. See, when you have money, say your parents give you money, where do you keep it? You keep it in your wallet or your purse. Whether it's a gent's purse or a lady's handbag, everything is a purse. So you keep it in that. Here it is called a wallet. And crypto wallet, because your wallet is encrypted, nobody can steal from you. But please understand these wallets which are there, which you find in the ecosystem, it can be hardware wallet, it can be software wallet. What happens is generally when you trade in Bitcoins, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 days you trade, and if you're doing well, for sure you will get a mail or a call from somebody based out of Africa and with some threatening calls and other things. Because about 5 to 6 years back, I had a very good friend of mine who was working with IBM at Bangalore, very good friend of mine. He got murdered till today, nobody has been able to solve the case as to who has murdered him. Because he was working with IBM and he was trading extensively in bitcoins. He made a lot of money in bitcoins. He got a lot of these threatening calls and other things, people killed him. So that stands one risk, because the pace at which you earn money in this is phenomenal pace. So now is the time, after having done all this right till MetaMask, you buy your first Bitcoin. See, you might think that you want to buy your Bitcoin, you have to go to the United States. Not required. You can sit in India and buy your Bitcoin. Although there are hundreds of sites from where you can buy, I shall suggest to you some very safe sites from where you buy. The first one is www.coinbase.com. Click on this Coinbase. This opens up. You need to create an account for yourself. And this account, there are so many accounts you'll be creating. Please maintain a record of all these accounts. Here, through this, you can buy your first Bitcoin. Or the next one is, you can say, https cash.app. Okay, this has got, but the site is closed. The next one is not an issue. Then we have got.
So what was the previous one before the
Coinbase.
Okay.
So the next one is https. We have got gemini.com. This is also really good. For all these, you need to open an account separately. There is one more. I won't suggest anything more than this 3-4. Then the next one is https robinhood.com. This is also wonderful.
Sir, what about CoinSwitch Kuber?
See, Kuber is a guy who converts this into Indian currency. All these things, if you want to transact, you have to do it in US dollars. In Kuber, you can do it in Indian currency. It's also good. It's good. It is on your preference. See, all these which I said, Coinbase, Cash App, Gemini, Robinhood, you need to start trading in US dollars. Trading all happens in US dollars. Whereas this, which side did you say? Kuber?
CoinSwitch Kuber.
Yeah, Kuber, the good thing about Kuber is it accepts your money in Indian rupees. You can trade in it. As low as 100 Indian rupees, you can buy a Bitcoin. Small portion of your Bitcoin. Fine. So please do this. We will stop with this for today. The next we meet up is next Friday. Before that, please, all those of you who are interested, it's not the numbers that make a difference to me, it's the interest that makes the difference. So please drop in a mail so that I can add you to this class, for which I can mark your attendance. And if at all by next Thursday, one day before the session, you don't get a confirmatory mail from Canvas, that means your name has not been added. You can reach out again. I shall add it to you and add your name, but it has to be your college mail ID, not your personal mail ID.
Sir, we have already sent. So before Thursday, we will get.
Yeah, you will get. Today itself you will get. By late in the evening when I'm a little bit free, let me add your name to Canvas. A few of them I've already done. Some of them have already accepted. They have got the invite to join the Canvas. They have already accepted it. And once again, I am the last person. I won't accept anything on WhatsApp or any message or anything. Only mail, nothing else. In no other media, I'm going to accept anything. So, with regard to what we have done till now, does anybody have anything to ask me? You 24 of you, anybody having anything to ask me? Please get your doubts clarified. Anything.
So, what are the 3 types of blockchains? Public, private, and?
What were you? Okay, you tell me. Push yourself and tell me. Because I tell you in one fraction of a second, there's bright possibility that you forget it again. So you tell me, push out yourself and tell me what are the 3 types of blockchain.
Bitcoin, Ethereum.
No. What are the three types? Batao. It
Public,
is public,
sir,
private, and
private.
permission. Permission. See, this permission, the blockchains are really good ones. There are some examples of them are Ripple, or there are some private blockchain called Hijro, Hijro. There's some good blockchains. We will see. As we go ahead, we will see more on this. And in any case, maybe in another 4-5 hours, I'll upload this link on the canvas where you will be able to download this session proceedings before tomorrow morning. That much is the time, and that is only restricted to those of you whose name I add to the canvas and you accept the request. But once I add your name, you immediately get an email. Automatically, you get an email saying that you have been added to accept the request. If you accept it, you get added and you are able to view everything. Anything I put on the canvas, you get immediately a mobile alert that I've written some announcement or something. I've added some assignment or announcement or something I've added to the canvas asking you to open this thing and see. There are lots of things to be downloaded, lot of accounts to be created. So my suggestion is don't miss any session. Today I have told you on the basic of blockchain, how do we create a blockchain or how do we buy some bitcoins. There are lots and lots of more things to be done. We shall see as we proceed. Ahead. Anything, anybody else, or we pack up the session for today?
Sir, you have not put anything on canvas of for blockchain.
Nothing. I've just put your names. That's all. Nothing I put. Today is the first day. Nothing I put.
Okay.
I have not even uploaded your attendance. If you are absent or present, you will get an intimation on your own, which will be from the next session of ours. We will start our attendance only from the next session.
What we have done, BDA, it is showing that only.
No
That's
problem. That if you are a member of that I have not removed that. If I remove that, that will also not be visible for you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. We will catch up on next Friday. And in any case, please remember, anybody having any kind of a doubt anytime, whether it is this Friday, Saturday, or anytime, pick up your mobile, give me a WhatsApp call or whatever. We shall definitely get into a chat or a one-to-one conversation, and I shall clarify all your doubts. Okay. So thank you. Have a nice day. We shall meet up on next Friday.
Sir, your contact number, please.
That's not required. Don't worry. I'm available on mail. Thank you, all of you, and we shall meet up next Friday.